After touching each other's hands, the Silver Dragon Queen and I felt shy and quickly avoided each other. The Red Dragon Queen saw that our interaction was very interesting, so she started joking with us. Speaking of the previous fight involving Noah, the Red Dragon Queen has advised us to be more careful lately. The Silver Dragon Queen is fearless and expresses willingness to fight against the Crimson Flame Dragon clan. Before returning home, the Red Dragon Queen bid us farewell and looked forward to our next visit. After my daughters fell asleep, I played a joke on the Silver Dragon Queen. Because Leon felt that the taste of the bread was a bit bland, he wanted to add a little peanut butter to the bread. However, what he didn't expect was that, when he wanted to get the bottle of peanut butter, Roswitha happened to want it too. Their hands touched each other like this. Leon and Roswitha's faces quickly took on a large blush. They immediately withdrew their hands. They shyly turned their heads aside, afraid to look at each other's faces. Leon said nervously to Roswitha, "You can take it first." Roswitha nodded nervously and stammered her answer to him. Okay." Seeing the reactions of Leon and Roswitha, Isa found them very interesting. She raised one hand and placed her cheek on it. She looked at them with a skeptical expression. She gave them a faint, mysterious smile and said to them, "Is the dining room very hot? Why are you blushing?" Roswitha lowered her head slightly and awkwardly smiled. She pretended not to understand what Isa was trying to convey. She raised her hand and used it as a fan to blow herself, trying to ease the temperature on her face. She said to Isa, "Yes, it's quite hot." Leon also felt that there was something wrong with the atmosphere between him and Roswitha at this moment. However, for Isa's question, he could only pretend not to know. He seems to be able to feel the collar a bit tight. He closed his eyes and hooked his collar with his hand, trying to dissipate heat for himself. That's right. Even though Leon and Roswitha did not directly express the reason for their blushing, Isa could guess that this was evidence of their relationship becoming even closer. She raised her hand to cover her mouth and continued joking with them. "So, do you want to go back to your room and take a shower?" After a night of getting along, Leon and Roswitha became more sensitive to their relationship. They don't want Isa to know what happened last night. At this moment, they also had no intention of staying in the same room. They looked nervously at Isa and answered her in unison. "No." Isa felt happy when she saw their movements so synchronized. She secretly laughed in her heart. Although she was just joking with them, the reactions of Leon and Roswitha made her feel that they were really a fun couple. She silently evaluated them in her heart. No matter how many times I joke with them, their reactions are always very interesting. After having breakfast for a while, Isa remembered something that happened not long ago. She looked at Roswitha and asked her, "By the way, Ross, I heard that you had a dispute with a Duke of the Crimson Flame Dragon clan a few days ago?" Roswitha nodded, indicating that what Isa said was true. She still remembers very clearly the fight between Noah and other dragons, as well as the duel between Leon and a Duke of the Crimson Flame Dragon clan. She looked at Isa with serious eyes and explained some of the circumstances of the incident to her. His son didn't succeed in bullying Noah with other dragons. Instead, he was beaten up by Noah. Later, he even tried to pick a fight with us, only to get thoroughly thrashed by Leon. Leon closed his eyes and gave a relaxed smile. He evaluated the Duke's abilities. Haha, that dragon is so weak. I am knocked down by him with just one punch. Isa was pleasantly surprised to hear that Noah had beaten up her bullies on her own. She didn't expect Noah to have such powerful abilities at this age. She looked at Noah with a smile. She touched Noah's head and praised her. "Oh, our Noah is really amazing." Noah also showed a smile. Although she didn't speak, she must have been happy with Isa's words at this moment. Knowing that this incident was related to Roswitha, Isa also paid attention to the follow-up of this incident. She looked at Roswitha with serious eyes and told her other details about the incident that she had known. However, after the useless Duke returned to the territory, he found their leader Constantine and exaggerated the matter once. Upon hearing Isa's words, Roswitha felt extremely angry. She frowned and clenched her fists, feeling dissatisfied with what the Duke had done. She cursed it angrily. That despicable guy. Leon listened quietly to the conversation between Isa and Roswitha. He held his chin with his hand and pondered over some things. He recalled the knowledge he had learned during his studies at the academy. Constantine. I remember he seemed to be described as a heroic figure in the history of the Dragon Clan, who helped them expand their territory. The illustrations from the book came to his mind. A red giant dragon flapped its huge wings and roared towards the sky. Under its feet are clusters of flames, as if to proclaim that this is its territory. Isa supported her chin with her hand and continued to tell Roswitha the details she had known. You also know that he has been very active in expanding his territory recently and may take the opportunity to cause trouble. You should be careful. She believed the incident that occurred last time might pose a threat to their safety. She is a little worried about this. However, Roswitha did not waver because of what Isa said. She closed her eyes and said to Isa with a serious tone, "If he really targets my silver dragon castle for the sake of a useless Duke, I don't mind teaching the Crimson Flame Dragon Clan a lesson." After speaking, she quickly opened her eyes. At this moment, her eyes were filled with killing intent and anger. She was angry about the Duke's behavior. If the Crimson Flame Dragon Clan really wants to go to war with her, she would show them no mercy. The weather is very sunny today. The sun also rose early into the sky and cast sunlight on the Red Dragon Castle. After finishing breakfast, Isa escorted Leon, Roswitha, Noah, and Muen to the castle gate. The soldiers of the Red Dragon Castle stood neatly on both sides of the castle gate, silently guarding their safety. Isa gave a big hug to Roswitha. Although she was a little reluctant to part with her sister, she still smiled and said to Roswitha, "Pay attention to safety on the way home." Roswitha gently patted Isa's back and answered her happily. "Okay, Isa, we'll visit you again another day." At this moment, Isa took out a pink gift box from behind her. She handed it to Roswitha. She mischievously blinked her eyes at Roswitha and said to her with a sense of mystery, "This is a farewell gift for you. You can open it when you go home." Roswitha took the gift box in surprise. She said to Isa, "Thank you." Then, Isa quickly walked up to Noah and Muin. She squatted down and hugged them with both hands. She said to them with a happy expression, "You should eat more meat and grow up quickly. Come play with me again next time." Isa slowly approached them. She closed her eyes and gave them a kiss on the face. Muin raised her hands and happily clenched them into fists. She nodded and smiled at Isa. "Muin will eat more meat." Noah felt a bit shy about Isa's behavior, but she didn't find it unpleasant. Her face was tinged with a faint blush. She crossed her hands in front of her chest and whispered to Isa, "Okay." After speaking with Noah and Muin, Isa stood up. She looked at Leon with a faint smile. Last, Leon noticed that Isa's gaze turned towards him. "Don't forget what you promised me." Isa suddenly said a mysterious word to Leon. She seems to be hinting at something about Leon. She looked at him with serious eyes and extended her hand to him. Upon hearing Isa's words, Leon instantly understood the meaning she wanted to convey to him. He remembers very clearly the conversation he had with Isa on the rooftop that night. He smiled lightly and reached out his hand to shake her hand. I keep my word." However, Roswitha standing next to them didn't understand their words. She looked at them with a puzzled expression. She didn't know what information they contained in their words that she didn't know.
Hi! Pineapple has a good news to tell you. My app LoloBun can now be downloaded on the App Store and Google Play. You can search for LoloBun Light Novel in the search bar to find the app. After downloading the app, you can read our exclusive novels and comics more easily on your mobile phone. If you are interested, you can download LoloBun from the App Store and Google Play.